So how about we all say hi to Tyler?
Hi, Tyler.
Hi, guys.
So let's see, we got Lily's taking part. Grady, are you taking part or watching?
I'm taking part.
Taking part. Tegan, you looks like you're taking part as well?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And Leanne, I think she's taking part. And Alondra, are you taking part as well? You're going to actually cook?
Yes.
Excellent. Everybody's already asked their parents' permission, correct?
Yep. Oh, no.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right. So, hi. How's everybody doing today?
We're doing good.
So we're gonna make cheese sauce today. I just want to make sure everybody has the ingredients. You have milk, heavy cream, half and half, something along those lines. Yes. Thumbs up. Okay. Worcestershire sauce, mustard, whether it be fresh mustard, powdered mustard. Okay. Perfect. Turmeric to make it super yellow. Awesome. Hot sauce, but that's preference only. No? Okay, fine. We're gonna need some salt. I like kosher. It melts better. Flour. Perfect. Butter. Perfect. Okay. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get a pot of water. Oh, and the pasta too. We need the pasta. Okay. So the first thing we're going to want to do is fill up a pot with water. And we're going to want to turn that on and get it going. That way, as we make our cheese sauce, our pasta is going to cook and everything's going to finish at the same time. So we can make this nice and quick. So as my water is heating up, I'm going to want to add salt to it. Okay, so your water should taste like slightly less salty than the sea. That's how you know it's seasoned perfectly. So anybody who's gone swimming at the beach, I'm sure you know what salt water tastes like. Okay, so after that, you're going to take your second pot. You're going to add your butter. And you're going to turn your stove on to like medium. So for me, I have numbers. That's like a 4 or 5 for me. Always clean up as you go. Oh, geez. Very, very important. Did everybody wash their hands before we started? Okay. If you didn't, do that now. So the next thing that we're going to need to do is just start grating our cheese. I got 3 different types of cheese in mind. If you only have one, that's perfectly fine, as long as it's a cheese you like to eat. This is why it's so fun to use the cheese sauce and make it from scratch, is because you can make it for exactly your favorite kind of cheese. So for me, that's a cheddar and a Colby Jack mix, and I like to throw a little Parmesan in mine too. I'm just going to use a simple box grater, and I'm just going to grate it all into a bucket. So hopefully your butter is starting to melt at this point. So what we're going to make is a mix between fat and flour. So in this case, butter being the fat. If you didn't have butter, you could use oil. You could use shortening. You could use Crisco. Yeah.
I did have a question come in, and it was from Leanne. How much butter should we add?
So a 1/4 pound. I'm sorry, not a 1/4 of a stick, a 1/4 pound.
1/4 pound. All right.
So when you're making a roux, 1 pound of roux is going to thicken up 1 gallon of liquid. So if we're going to use a 1/4 pound of butter and a 1/4 pound of flour, we're going to be able to use about 1/4 gallon of milk to thicken this up. And a roux is always equal parts fat and flour. Okay, so all my butter is melted. I'm going to add my flour now. So like I said, you're looking for about 4 ounces. A little more, a little less isn't gonna make that much of a difference. It's only gonna make a difference with how much milk you're gonna add to it. Okay, so I whisked in my butter and my flour. So now it looks like wet sand. You see what I mean by that? Wet sand? Medium high. And what you're trying to do here is you're just trying to cook out that flour smell. So if you smell it now, it just smells like flour. But in a couple of minutes, even less, that flour smell is going to go away. Don't let it get any more past that. Slowly add your milk. Slowly add your milk as you're whisking. Where it seems watery, stop adding your milk from now, even if you have more that the recipe called for, because we want this to heat up fast. So we're going to let this warm up. As it warms up, it is going to thicken up real fast. We're going to add more milk to it. But follow the directions on the back of your box about how long that should take. Each type is going to be a little bit different. Only by like a minute or so, but now I'm going to start adding my hot sauce. Just need 2 or 3 dabs of your hot sauce, not much. Add your turmeric.
6 dabs.
Half a tablespoon or 2 teaspoons. A little bit goes a long way with the color. And as soon as you whisk in your turmeric, you're going to see that get nice and yellow. I like to call it Simpsons yellow. Okay, so mine is starting to thicken up, so I'm adding more milk.
So the cheese has not been added yet, Grady. That was a question
No,
Grady
no
had.
cheese has been added yet.
We're just getting that flour and milk and turmeric mixture just right.
So we have our butter and our flour mixed together. That's called a roux. And then we've added our milk to it to thin it out. We've added our turmeric. We've added our hot sauce. Now we're going to add our mustard. If you have a dry mustard, do a whole tablespoon. I have Dijon. I'm going to do a half a tablespoon in mine. Dijon's a bit more potent than dry mustard. And lastly, our Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. I go a full tablespoon in mine. This is like a better than salt Worcestershire. Meaning that it adds a lot of salt to your dish, but it has a lot more complex flavors behind it. Make sure to give your pasta a stir every now and then.
Hey guys, if at any point in time anybody needs to ask a question or anything, just wave your hand around and I can unmute your mic.
I'm just waiting for my sauce to thicken up a little bit. Do you guys have your strainers and your sinks ready to go to dump this pasta?
So make sure you guys are ready for your pasta to drain. And I'm going to unmute Grady's mic because he has a question.
How thick should the roux be?
I couldn't hear him.
How thick should the roux be?
It should look before you add your milk.
Mm-hmm.
Say after we add milk.
After we add milk.
So it should be thin because your cheese sauce is gonna thicken it right back up.
Okay, so we'll add more milk.
Okay.
The thing about a roux is it needs to get to a boil before it's at full thickening capacity. Mine is still nice and liquidy. Whisk it to melt. See those lines I was talking about? More cheese sauce.
Cheese. Taste something.
We will. See, the lines are becoming even more prominent now. A lot more visible.
Egan, do you have a question?
Yeah. So mine isn't thinning. It's just thick.
Your roux with the
Yeah.
milk added to it?
Yeah.
So add some more milk to it then. Don't put any cheese in yet. Add a little more milk to it. Is there any way you could show me a picture of yours? If I swipe up the scene here. Okay, so you haven't added any milk to it yet. Yeah, so start adding your milk. It should be on, your burner should be on like a medium low, and you're gonna add milk to it and keep whisking as you add your milk.
Okay.
How much milk do you have?
All right, you good, Teagues? All right. If you have any other questions, raise your hand up again, guys, and I'll call on you.
Buddy.
All right, Grady had a question.
So, I added the cheese. Is it supposed to be like sticky?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little sticky. Yep, that's the cheese sauce.
Can you show us, Grady? Any chance?
Yeah.
Ooh, looking good, dude.
Yeah. So add a little bit of hot tap water to yours and slowly whisk it in.
Okay, tap water. Yep. So go ahead, tap water. Okay. And then you want, and then.
So take a look at mine. I have a tail on mine, not as thick as Grady's. Grady looks like he could have maybe made it like a good 4 or 5 inches up before it broke. So if that's you guys, add a little more liquid. It could be hot water, could be your pasta water if you still have your pasta water. Could be more milk. Just got to thin it out just a little bit.
Alondra, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. You have any questions?
No?
All right, excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Do you want to try it?
Oh, in a minute.
More cheese?
Boy, it really is great seeing all you guys work with your parents.
No, wait,
on this
actually,
project.
yes.
This has been really fun, guys.
Here, I can put it back. Your arms are getting tired. Okay. Thank you for your help, Ed. Yeah. Is anybody at the same space I am as far as the cheese sauce?
Let's have a. I'm going to unmute the mics, guys. Why don't you guys check in and let us know where you're at?
I'm still adding milk to mine.
Okay.
I just added cheese. I think mine's good. I'm gonna show you.
Oh, looking real good, Grady.
I did just a little bit of the. How much cheese should I add though? I think we're good.
I think cheese is good. That's really nice.
How much cheese should we add?
As much as you guys want. And what you're gonna need to do is every now and then, like, take a spoon, blow on it, and taste it. And if that's really, like, I just had my daughter taste it, that's cheesy enough for her.
I think I'm at the stage where I can add cheese. I'm pretty sure.
How's everybody's tasting? Good? How's yours,
Okay.
Lily?
Really good.
Nice.
You want it more cheesy or you happy?
Well, hello.
Yeah, cheese.
Oh, is that Colleen Tanny?
It is me.
Welcome to the show, Colleen.
Hi.
You're definitely a little late, Colleen, but that's all right, though. We were making a cheese sauce for macaroni and cheese that Tyler's been nice enough to show us how it's done.
That's cool. I just wanted to check in and see what's up.
Cool. Colleen, I definitely want you to check in with us tomorrow at our one of our Zoom chats, because I'm interested in talking to you about doing a Dungeons and Dragons
Yeah.
on Zoom.
Yeah, we can definitely try it.
Are you on Instagram, Colleen?
Yes, but not often.
All right, so we've been putting a ton of content up there you guys can check out too.
Yeah,
okay?
I check in every once in a while to see what's up.
Cool.
Yeah. I can definitely chat about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, let's check in tomorrow. 10 a.m. Zoom chat tomorrow.
10 a.m.
Let's talk about that, okay?
Okay.
Tyler, is this good?
Colleen, the link for the Zoom chats are always in the Instagram bio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tegan, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Has it come completely to a boil?
And I guess I'll see you at 10.
Okay.
Then, Colleen.
So
Bye.
you're gonna, if that hasn't come to a boil and it's that thick, add more milk to it. So if you got your cheese sauce and it's tasting good, like I thought mine needed a little more salt, so I added some more Worcestershire. The most important thing is, do you think it tastes good? Because you're the one who's going to eat this.
Yeah. Good. I'll leave it right here then. You want to add a little more? Did you taste it? Was you added more cheese?
No.
Okay. Let me get you the spoon.
But I gotta tell you, I'm getting hungry.
Ben, you should have made yourself some.
I wanted to make sure I was available to pay attention to you guys. Also, when I cook, I make the most ridiculous mess ever. So most of my family members don't like when I cook.
I can see that.
Teddy, how's that cheese?
I don't know if this is thick enough, but it's that good.
Oh, that's super thick.
It's falling down. So I don't really know.
Did you ask? Did they hear you?
Maybe.
All right, guys, I'm gonna give the floor back to Tyler.
So, Alondra, take a spoon and let me see it fall.
That's all, the cheese.
Oh, okay.
So, thin it up. Have you added all your cheese? Then you want to probably put like probably half a cup of either milk or water into that, just a little bit more to thin it out.
Okay, get the milk.
Just a little bit more.
Mhm.
I can't see your whisk. Thin it out a little more, Grady.
Mac and cheese is a good idea.
I'm gonna put it like this, okay?
Grady,
Yeah.
Grady, when you go to whisk yours, do slow, small circles in the middle of your pot. Don't do big circles around the outside. That's how you get it to that's how you get splashback. You don't want to burn yourself. Alondra, that looks great. How's everybody else doing?
I just added my
You
cheese.
ate a bunch of it.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3.
Lily, yours looks great. Teddy, yours looks great. Tegan, you just added your cheese?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it melted already?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so let me see like everybody else is doing. And get a spoon in there. And let me see it fall.
Okay.
Hey. Oh. Okay, I got this.
So if your cheese sauce is good, make sure you turn your your stove down. Yeah, Tegan, that looks pretty good. Remember, this is gonna,
Get the water.
once we mix the pasta in, really where it's gonna come together. So I have a bowl and my pasta, and I'm gonna mix it together in that.
So we can just mix it in the big pot, right?
Yeah.
I'll mix.
Looks like Tegan wants more salt.
I haven't added any salt yet.
Oh, there was water.
Make sure you're tasting it, Tegan. Make sure you taste it before you add too much salt. You can
Yeah.
always add more salt. You can't take it out.
That's pretty good. Do you want more cheddar in there?
Miss it. So I miss it.
Hey, look, can I get you one more time?
Looks like
Yeah, Tegan, that looks good. Teddy, it looks like you probably are at the point where you're going to be mixing your pasta together. I just want to say all of you guys are way more interactive than the adult classes I've been doing.
Is this the right thickness? I don't know.
Yeah, once you add your pasta, you're gonna see that it's gonna look good.
All right. Okay.
So that's also, guys, anybody that has any extra, that's where I would be saving it. Maybe tomorrow throwing it. I like to pour it right over broccoli. Make a nice cheesy broccoli.
That sounds amazing.
You like the cheesy broccoli?
Yeah.
Good with the taste? All right.
Hey, Brian,
Let me dump it in here.
could you put the Zoom meeting in the chat so I can send it to Katie? She just wants to watch.
oh the link.
Yeah.
I think I can. Yeah.
We have mac and cheese right now.
Then do we just dump it right into the?
Yeah.
Okay. You ready? We dump.
So
Stir it.
I need just a little bit more salt on mine that I need to mix in.
You ready?
If all of a sudden your cheese flavor is gone, just a little pinch of salt.
Help you get it.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's
I think we're good.
Taste it.
Ooh, that looks good, guys.
Want more?
I want to see it. I want to see your guys' mac and cheese. Let's see pictures. Let's see video.
Oh, wait.
Let's try. Picture?
Oh man, that looks good.
Do you think we need more?
That there?
I think that's good.
If I did the math. So, and then you said we can save the cheese sauce over veggies.
Woo. Wait.
Mm. 7. Picture?
All right, guys. I want to hear how it taste.
It was good.
Got a thumbs up from Grady. Teddy, how's yours?
Good.
Good. Tegan,
Taste
taste it yet?
Probably.
Lily gave the thumbs up. Alondra gave the thumbs up. Tyler, I think it was a hit, my friend.
Very good. So remember, guys, the cheese that you use today doesn't have to be the cheese you use tomorrow. a lot of the times when I'm at Market Basket, they'll have like the packages of like mixed cheese ends, certain cheap, and you get 5 different varieties, and it's really nice. That looks great, Alondra.
Nice.
Find a cheese that you like and make it yours.
Yeah.
So this is the point too where I might have leftover bacon from breakfast and I chop it all up and I'm sprinkling bacon on top of mine. Leftover buffalo chicken, put that right on top. You can even take this and put it into a casserole dish. All the pasta, all the cheese, put it into a casserole dish, put your toppers on, maybe breadcrumbs, bake it in the oven. A nice big old mac and cheese casserole.
Yeah, we've done our mac and cheese for cooking club in the past. And last year when we did it, we had one of our club members bring they're allowed to bring their own topper, and one of the club members brought a lobster that she broke open right there, and she used that lobster and she topped her macaroni and cheese with lobster. It was really fun.
Well, I'm pretty sure lobsters are dirt cheap at S&S Lobster right now. So
Yeah.
if you're feeling baller, go for it.
All right, guys, I'll unmute the mics, and you guys can all share with Tyler your thank yous and how your dish tasted.
It tastes really good.
Thank you. The last time we did the mac and cheese at the Boys and Girls Club, I think I brought venison.
She did, yeah. Tegan did venison macaroni and cheese for her special ingredient, and that venison was the best venison I've ever had. It was amazing.
Yeah, my pop-up makes it.
It was really good.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Mom, is my grandma?
Here, Cash, here you go.
Wow.
Plenty of it.
I'm just adding chicken wings, barbecue.
She's on
Nice.
Hold on. She's listening.
Hi.
Oh, it's not. Hi.
All right, guys. So,
This
what
looks
do you
really good.
have to say to Tyler? You guys hear that? Oh, I'm on mute. Oh, I'm on mute. Guys, what do you guys have to say to Tyler?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Very
you, Tyler.
welcome.
All right, guys. Tyler, do you have anything you want to finish up with?
No. I might be doing some more cooking classes for the kids. We do it at 11. I might do a couple more of those next week, or at least maybe I can get another one hooked up with you, Brent. And we'll figure something out for that. And hopefully by then, I have my laptop back, and this will be a lot simpler for me.
Cool. Excellent. Well, yeah, send me an email and we'll work something out, man.
Fantastic.
All right.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow at the 10 a.m. Zoom.
Tomorrow, Brent.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks again, Tyler.
Bye.